So you want to start a side hustle and earn an extra $1,000 a month? Well, here's the key. I call it the side hustle pyramid, and following this strategy took me from broke school dropout to millionaire in my 20s. So in this video, I'm going to guide you through the 3 different levels, explain what I did at each stage, and also give you 9 up-to-date side hustle ideas that you can use to start making at least $1,000 per month. The first level is service-based side hustles. I'd always recommend you start with one of these side hustles, as you don't need any money to get going. These will also form the foundations of your side hustle pyramid, so it's important not to skip this step. When I started out, I didn't have a penny to my name. My family hardly had enough money for food, which meant I was always eating around at my friends' houses. Looking back, I think this was a good thing, as I had to find a way to make money. It wasn't a choice. So I started thinking about all the services I could offer to earn some extra cash. I did everything from washing cars to mowing the neighbours' lawns. These side hustles still work. However, if you don't want to get your hands dirty, then there are some great side hustle based ideas that you can do online. Side hustle idea number 1 is video editing. The demand for a good video editor is sky high. My son Curtis used to do this when he was younger, and he managed to make around $10,000 a month. Seriously guys, I know a handful of YouTubers that are screaming out for a good editor. But here's the thing, not all people who can edit are good editors. Most people who call themselves an editor don't actually have the full package. I want you to think of editing like the yin and yang symbol. The black side is the technical skill. You need to be able to cut and chop around, add music and do all that complicated stuff. But on the white side is the storytelling skill. You've got to be able to structure the story in different ways to draw out emotions and keep the video interesting and the viewers engaged. I'd hire a great storyteller over a technically good editor any day of the week. So if you can edit and you've got a knack for storytelling, then this might be the right side hustle for you. Remember, there's so many different options when it comes to editing. There's long form content like podcast, short form like TikToks, and even YouTube videos like this one. Find a format that you enjoy the most and go for it. The last thing I'd say on this is that when I've recently been trying to hire video editors, most of them aren't very impressive. So take it from me, it really doesn't take much to stand out. Side hustle idea number 2 is graphic design. Graphic design is basically where art meets business. It's all about arranging images and text to get ideas, messages and information across in a way that's super visually appealing. It's not just about creating something that looks good, it's got to drive results. This field is relatively easy to excel in. When I'm hiring graphic designers, I look for someone with common business sense, communication skills and creativity. So if you possess all of these attributes, you should have no problem attracting clients. There's so many different types of clients. People who want YouTube thumbnails, logo designs for their businesses, website designs and even clothing design. If you focus on one of these niches, then you'll make a lot of money, as you'll be seen as an expert in that sector. If you choose this side hustle, then you'll need to be able to detach your emotions from your designs. Clients often request changes, and that can be hurtful when you spend a lot of time creating something, but you can't let this get in the way of making money. It's okay to explain why you believe in your ideas, but never make the client feel unintelligent. Keep in mind that they're the ones that are paying you. I know that can be difficult to accept when you know the requested changes are not beneficial, but that's part of the job. Side hustle idea 3 is writing. I'm going to be honest, some writers make as little as $600 a year, but if you get it right, then you can make thousands. I know that's a huge difference, but stay with me, because most writers are missing the crucial element to making this side hustle actually work. The majority of writers are artistically driven, but not business savvy. They want to write the next Harry Potter. This means they aren't actually writing what's in demand. So no, I don't suggest you become a traditional writer with a whole book series. Instead, you need to publish where the readers are. These readers are online. You could write copy for sales pages, emails for businesses, online articles, LinkedIn posts, or even scripts for TikToks and YouTube videos. Writing is great, as you can work remotely from anywhere in the world. I know so many people out in Thailand at the moment, they're living like kings in the day and just doing their work in the evenings. If what you're writing is valuable enough, then you could even ask for a percentage of the sales that you contribute towards. While this isn't completely passive income, it does mean that you aren't just trading your time for money. You're instead getting paid based on your results. Side hustle idea number 4 is coaching. The pay for this one does vary depending on what you're teaching and how many clients you have. Someone I know is making $10,000 a month by being an online fish coach.
Come on, Goldie, one more lap. This could be a personal best. You can do it.
No, but seriously, I'm talking about someone who teaches you how to look after your pet fish. People honestly love this hobby. My son's girlfriend just got a tank, and I can see why people are so keen to learn. Just like all the other side hustles I've suggested, this one really does rely on you bringing value. People will only pay for your coaching if they're able to see improvement. Your coaching has to provide the client with lasting change and growth. For instance, you could start a coaching course on how to quit alcohol. My friend Rory did this, and he started a paid membership group called 1 Year No Beer. This group supports people in quitting alcohol and then helps them drink in moderation after they've completed the challenge. Your coaching could provide different video lessons, progress charts, and a community for others to share their experience. You could even arrange in-person events like 1 Year No Beer. All of these are excellent choices for beginners. However, since service-based side hustles have a low barrier to entry, competition can be fierce. One way to stand out is by having an exceptional website. In today's day and age, if you don't have a website, you might as well be invisible. A website acts as your virtual storefront, open 24/7, offering information, building credibility, and ultimately increasing your earnings. This doesn't have to take long to build because you can actually use the power of AI to make your website for you. Let me show you how to do it. I'm going to use Hostinger. They have this really awesome AI-powered website builder. All you have to do is enter your brand name, like so. Select the website type. There we are. Describe your business. And now wait a few seconds and there you have it, a fully professional website. You can then customize your website with their drag and drop feature. Oh, if you want a cool logo as well, they've got an AI logo maker that can do it for you. It's honestly that simple. Hostinger are kindly sponsoring this portion of the video, so if you're interested in making a website like this, then you can use the link hostinger.com/Mark Tilbury. I also managed to get you an extra 10% discount if you use the coupon code Mark Tilbury. Side note, they give you the option between the premium and business plan. Now, I recommend going with the business plan as it offers top AI tools such as an AI writer and e-commerce tools with zero transaction fees and a free domain. If you want access to all of these features, then it's only about $4 a month for the business plan, but I know from experience that it can save you far more than that, not to mention how much more money you'll make with a professional looking website. Right, let's get back to the side hustle pyramid. The second level is attention-based side hustles. What's the difference between you and Mr. Beast? Attention! Mr. Beast has learned how to get attention online, which he's used to become YouTube's first billionaire. Attention is honestly one of the most valuable things to have, as long as you can use it correctly. When I was younger, the internet didn't exist. Yes, I'm really that old. So in order to benefit from attention-based side hustles, I had to go on TV and also compete in world championships for radio-controlled helicopters all around the world. This got me known globally as one of the best in the game when it came to RC helicopters. They used to love me out in Japan especially, and I could then use that attention to make money. So how can you use attention nowadays? Well, side hustle number 5 is affiliate marketing. I bet you hear this side hustle chucked around online all the time, and for good reason too. The potential is insane. You can literally use your phone and make relatively passive income. In fact, I've personally earned more than $100,000 a month doing this. So let's dive into how to do affiliate marketing. It involves you partnering with brands and promoting their products or services to your audience through either a website, social media page, or an email list. It's even better to use all three. You can easily find brand partnerships on websites like impact.com. I know many of you won't have an audience yet, but if you create videos on TikTok about specific products, then you can get instant views by leveraging the algorithm and start pushing people to use your affiliate links. Building up your own subscribers and followers is of course the more sustainable way of doing things, but this does take a little bit more time. The key is to find the perfect fit between your content and products. The product should make the content better and vice versa. It's like when I tell you can get a free stock worth up to £100 with a link in the description. You're interested in the free stock. Why wouldn't you be? And I also get a kickback for referring you. Everyone wins. By the way, this is a real offer in the description, so feel free to take advantage of it. If you can find win-win affiliate offers like this that fit with your content, that's great. The best way to do this is to advertise the brands and companies you align with. So for example, I wouldn't go and try and sell makeup because I know nothing about it. And quite frankly, I only wear it on the weekend anyway. So ask yourself, what sorts of products or services are you really educated on? Or, even better, if you use them yourself. The scalability for this is endless really. A lot of this money will come in passively if you put in the hard work at the beginning. Side hustle idea 6 is content curation. With this option, you won't need a camera at all, just an eye for valuable and relatable content. I bet you're thinking, wait a minute Mark, what does a content curator even do? Well, this side hustle involves finding and organising content and making a social media account to post it on. So for example, you could start an Instagram page for aspiring entrepreneurs. You might look for some inspirational quotes from people like Warren Buffett and Mark Tilbury. I had to give myself a bit of a shout out there, didn't I? You get the idea. It's essentially a theme page. I'm sure you already follow pages like this without even realising. Lad Bible does this. It's one of the biggest pages in the UK and it's worth a ton of money. The real beauty of content curation is its limitless potential. You're not confined to a single page. You can have multiple pages, each with its own theme. All you have to do is hit the right target audience. My advice would be to think of this like crafting an experience. You want people to visit the page and feel compelled to post a comment. This engagement helps build a community, which is how pages like this grow to insane levels. Once you've got a page up and running, you'll be able to accept collaborations with brands, generate advertising revenue, and even have the ability to sell products or merch. Now, side hustle number 7 is content creation. I know you're probably thinking, I don't want to be a YouTuber, but content creation is so much broader than that. It's becoming a huge industry with so many different niches. So don't just skip this one before fully considering all your options. I know this one seems daunting at first, but I can assure you it's within reach. YouTube used to be about who you knew, as breaking through meant you had to collab with the right people. However, now, if you've got something interesting or entertaining to share, then the algorithm will push your videos. Whether you want to do YouTube, TikTok or Instagram, there are certain elements you'll need to grow. In my experience, the winning formula boils down to these 3 essential elements: value, authenticity and connection. So no, it's not just about riding trends. Yes, it can help with short-term exposure, but if there's nothing to gain from your content, then why would people stick around? So when you infuse your content with these qualities, pick a niche, maintain a consistent posting schedule, and you'll make progress. As long as you're either teaching something valuable or creating something meaningful to the right audience, then there's no reason why you can't choose this side hustle. Even if you don't want to produce content as a side hustle, you should still do it to build your personal brand. This is the most valuable asset an entrepreneur can have. The third level is product-based side hustles. When I bring up the idea of a product-based side hustle, I see a lot of people start to get a little bit nervous. It's true, back in my day, starting a business that revolved around a product meant coughing up a decent amount of cash. Take my model shop for instance, my very first product-based venture. I poured every penny I made from my service-based side hustles and TV appearances into it. Even then, it was a stretch, so I had to knock on the bank's door for a loan. It was a bit of a gamble, and I knew that if I didn't manage to sell enough products on my opening day, I'd be sleeping in my van that night because I wouldn't have had enough money for petrol to get home. But what can you do nowadays? Well, side hustle idea number 8 is digital products. I'm personally a big fan of this one, and if you've got the right skills, you can make a lot of money doing this. I've got a friend called Katia making $100,000 a month with this side hustle alone. So this side hustle involves selling a product online, most commonly in the form of info products where your customers can learn something from you. So, for example, you could sell a workout plan that increases in difficulty over time to help customers lose a certain amount of weight. This one really does depend on who you are as a person, your skills, and what you have to offer. This offer has got to be valuable to a mass audience so that you can guarantee sales. It's also a great one to scale because there's a wide range of different digital products to sell, like templates, ebooks, subscription services, memberships, stock photos, or even apps. Side hustle idea 9 is e-commerce. A lot of people get confused between e-commerce and drop shipping, so let's clear that up first. Drop shipping is a specific type of e-commerce where the seller doesn't have to touch the item, they just order it from the supplier when the customer places an order with them, reducing costs and risks. Whereas traditional e-commerce involves owning inventory and having direct control over quality and customer service. For me personally, I've always been more of a traditional guy, and I even head off to China to meet with my manufacturers firsthand. Yep, it's time for my classic phrase, I like to press the flesh. But that doesn't mean it's the right option for you. I have nothing against drop shipping or Amazon FBA. However, it is essential to build your own brand with whatever method you choose. You don't just want to be a one-stop shop where customers forget your name in, T-1 minute. Having a brand will also mean you don't always have to compete on price, as people will trust you more. It's honestly very possible to make $1,000 a month from any of these side hustles. If you'd like to hear some actual stories of teenagers who've managed to achieve this, then you should watch this next video. But don't click on it just yet. Make sure to subscribe if you want to grow your wealth, okay? I'll see you over there.